Treasurer Cameron Dick handed down a budget that surprised everyone. There was a projected $1 billion deficit. Instead, this smiling Treasurer got to absolutely trumpet the biggest surplus of any state in the history of Australia. Remember those new coal royalties that the government decided to crack down on coal giants with in last year's budget? Those 3 tiers, well, they've worked a treat, handing the state a $12.3 billion deficit, billion-dollar surplus, as opposed to the deficit that they were expecting. So here is the Treasurer saying, yeah, but hang on a minute. The coal giants still made more than we took.
We don't apologise for taking just a slice of that. For every dollar we're getting in additional royalties, coal companies are making 4 times as much in revenue. And they're booking record profits and record revenue. And good luck to them.
It bears mentioning that they're set to slip back into deficit next financial year, so we can't get too excited. But it also bears mentioning that this massive surplus that they're all so excited about and trophying around now is due to coal. And this is a state that is about to go on a borrowing binge to prop up their love of renewables. Where do they think the money's going to come from in future?
Yeah, I mean, how much of a surplus do you think wind is going to generate? Probably not that much.
Enjoy that. Take it all the way to the bank.
It's incredible, Caleb. They've got a $12.3 billion surplus.
Yeah.
And yet the state is going further into debt. In 2027, there'll be $147 billion in debt. Only a Labor government could take the biggest surplus in state government history and use it to drive the state further into debt. They're giving out free kindy. The best thing you can do for the next generation is free them from debt.
Well, Palaszczuk's got an election coming up, don't forget. She's got to shore up votes up in Queensland,
Correct.
so spend. But it's amazing. I mean, the way that Labor governments obviously talk both on a state and federal level in this country. I mean, coal is persona non grata. We don't want it anymore. We don't want to dig it out of the ground. We don't want to burn it. It's terrible. But when we can make a buck out of it, we will absolutely do so. But you wait and see. There will be fewer coal projects up in Queensland because of this tax. But it begs the question, if it is so valuable to the Queensland government and as valuable as we know coal mining is to this country, do we really want to get rid of it? Do you think Australia should stop mining coal?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I mean, global warming, obviously, yeah.
I think we've got plenty here. Why not make the most of it, or at least make money on selling it to others?
Because if you're going to meet your net zero targets, you'll never do it by continuing to mine coal. And the planet's dying, and you've got your part to play in it.
I don't actually. I think we should have a balanced approach to energy production, and that's just one of them.
Look, I think the writing's on the wall, and I think it's interesting that we still have big clients for it, but we stand back and go, we're not creating the problem, but we're exporting it. So yes, I think in the long term, we need to step back.
Oh, I think absolutely, yeah. I think we've been doing it for far too long.
I think Australia should stop mining coal. We've damaged the environment sufficiently and it's time to stop.
Ah, yes, let's just stop mining that coal. And what happens to China and India and Africa and all the other impoverished nations if we stop mining coal? Oh, that's right, their people just stay in abject poverty forever because they've got no cheap sources of energy. That's a great idea, isn't it? Real humanitarian stuff from the left.
Well, it's surprising how many people we spoke to today who actually think it's not a bad idea to quit coal. But here's the Queensland government milking coal for all they can get to disguise their own financial ineptitude while attacking the very thing that they're relying upon. It's madness.